Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Airbnb Bust podcast number 5.
Number 5, AirbnBust.
I'm Drew Hittner, and you can find me at Drew Do Loans on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And I'm Scott Gross, Scott Flips to Freedom, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you get your content, that's where you can find me. So today we're gonna be talking to you about a couple of different things. Number one, we're gonna go right back into the bad, better, and best Airbnbs. We're gonna look at a bad Airbnb, a better Airbnb, and the best Airbnb, and hopefully we look at yours and you're in that third category.
And guys, let us know if you have any listings that you want to get on the show. It's important that we educate everyone in different areas, so we're just kind of picking the areas as we go. It's kind of our own backyard, but the goal of this is to give someone an honest perception of what reality is. So we want to help you out. Just please leave some comments in the video and we'll get it done for you.
Even if you think you have a great listing, send it in. Get ready for an Airbnb gut check. You might need it. Don't be naive. Maybe you have the best property ever and maybe that's all you get. Or maybe your property is awful and we can help you make more money. That's what this is all about. And after we bang out the bad, better, and best, we're going to talk to you about our failures. Failures happen in the investing space. Failures happen in life. And we're going to talk to you about some of our own experience with failures and how they've helped change us, mold us, and how we have failed forward. So let's get into bad, better, and best. Let's look at that first bad property. Hopefully it's not yours.
I'm diving right in, and I don't think this place has a pool. But we do know it's a 2-bedroom bungalow, of course, like everybody's listing, 2-bedroom. Take that out. The photos are terrible. It looks like the building's falling over on the second photo. Lawrence, sorry, give us a call. We'll give you some pointers. It probably won't even cost you any money. That's how we are. Life of abundance here. So let's read. They got a description that's at least a few sentences long, so we like that.
It's better than normal.
They're checking the amenity boxes, but they're not checking any of the stays. So there's nothing in the future that it looks like. And this property is in Tucson, guys. So Tucson end season is February and March, and we got nothing coming up. But he does have some reviews. They're not great. He's definitely not a super host based on this property alone. Maybe he has other properties. So looks like he's right in the middle of everything. But the reason it's bad, the first two things, 2-bedroom, I hate the title.
So let me talk to you why you should not put 2-bedroom in your title. The reason for that is, look underneath. Airbnb automatically categorizes your house as a 2-bedroom. The algorithm is already picking up that it is a 2-bedroom. So you're giving up good SEO at the top in your title of different things that you can put. Like you could put like cute bungalow or elegant bungalow or relaxing bungalow. In addition to that, iPhone photos. Once again, every bad property that we look at, iPhone photos. Easiest thing.
And guys, you know, the people that are trending the word AirbnBust, it's probably operators of listings like this. So let's move on to better.
Okay, so the better listing, I chose this better listing because the photography is nice. It's got some nice bright colors. It pops out at you. It's a better listing because of that. However, it is not a best listing because, in my opinion, right out of the gate, they're doing a lot of the things well. However, let's go back to the title. The title says, good pictures though. If you scroll down, under new management. So this has been a failed Airbnb before. It's under new management by a property manager. Now go ahead and click on this property manager, would you, Drew? Here's the thing, they got 1,300 reviews. They are not a superhost. So when you pay a property manager, you need to make damn sure that they are a superhost. If they're not a superhost, you might as well just list it yourself. Because what's gonna happen is this property automatically gets bogged down because they're not a superhost. And it's a property manager, so they probably really don't care. Not all property managers are like that at all, but what I have found with like the Vicasas and the what's the other big one?
Evolve's a big one.
So many people use Evolve. Evolve's not a superhost, so you're automatically just throttling your listing day one. They're a huge company. They're just getting listings. They're raking in a little bit of a fee. It's the law of averages for them. They don't really, like your property crushing isn't really gonna affect their bottom line. So just keep that in mind. That's why this is a better property. I think this property could be a best.
And this is another example of why people are saying AirbnBust all over Twitter, because these property owners are giving it to a property management company that has no business being in the business. They're running down the listing. They're still feeing the owner because they got to make their 30% rake. And so there are property managers out there that deserve 25%, 30%. but not the ones that have a 4.6 review and that aren't super hosts. There's good operators in this space, guys. If you're not going to self-manage, which I always recommend, find somebody that's knocking it out of the park. So let's go into the best listing. These photos are great, by the way, so I like that part of it. So here's the best listing. Look at this oasis in the backyard. I think if they had the pool light on, it would have made it a touch better, but this place is nice. You're walking to areas. It's even got a nickname. I don't know what the birdhouse means. It sounds cool.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. I don't know what that means yet.
I'd want to find out. I'd want to find out. So in respect to the pool, you can do super easy things. You can pay someone on $5 or $10 to change the color of that pool to make it like a cool tropical blue. What I would do and what I like to do is like to look at Airbnb can even look at the color of pools and rank you up or down based on that. So I would just try and get some market research in, see what color pools most people have, and just try and mimic that.
Guys, and one thing that the strategic order of this dude's photos or this host's photos is good. Great photo, great photo, great photo. Oh, wow, to the pool. The backyard's nice. And then look at these vaulted ceilings. Like tongue and groove, I believe is what it's called. They could have made this bed a little prettier. Have something right here on the foot portion of the bed, but this woodwork.
I think a couple extra throws. So Rob Abasolo is a big advocate of throw pillows. This only has like 2 cheap pillows on it. It could have done a little better on that, but that's just staging stuff. And obviously this is a successful listing.
Look at this.
It looks really cool. It's definitely really cool.
Guys, so that's gonna sum there. Look, there's another black screen. They can get that out of there. Maybe put like a nice little bowl, decorate this a little bit, but they're killing it because the first few photos, which is everybody, not everybody, but everybody's going to at least thumb through those. That's what's going to get them to land.
That's the hook right there. That's a good hook right there, and then they really drive it home with those next couple of pictures. Let's also look at the copy real quick because copy is really important. So, no surprise, they got halfway decent copy. I think they could do better on their copy with just from like a search engine optimization standpoint and add a couple of more keywords in there. But you know, that's just to make this best listing the best listing. Just a couple of extra things, a little bit of the staging, a little bit of the copy, and this thing's just a crusher.
Yeah, guys, one of my buddies, Jim Piety, he does a lot of deal segmenting, underwriting, just trying to check the performance on these properties. And he's a big believer in bullet points being easy to read whenever you go into a space. So if you want to do a quick little introduction of the property and then go right into bullet points, I kind of do a mixture of both personally, but Jim's a big proponent on that, and that's why he's a leader and a thought provoker in this space.
I agree 100%. We're in the age of no attention span, and you have to remember that on your Airbnb listing. You need to provide the most amount of information in the shortest, most digestible way possible, and bullet points in your listing is one really good way to do that. I also incorporate emojis into my listing, which you can't do on the desktop, but you still can do on your phone through the app. So a little secret there. But that's why it's really important, guys, that you just hammer out that information, make it very digestible, and you'll have a best listing.
Let's check out the Tiki Bar.
It's cool, man. And you know, I don't know what kind of budget that had, but like that doesn't look extremely high budget to me.
Doesn't look extremely high budget, but look, they just added 2 slam dunk amenities. A Tiki Bar, maybe there's a TV here, but then like imagine what they can do. So like they could a wood fire oven. So they could do a wood fire oven pizza, and then the host or the cleaning team, you could pay them a little extra to put wood fire custom pizza directions somewhere in a fridge that's locked away, like maybe in the garage, maybe somewhere in the house. And if the guests want access to one of those pizza kits, you just let the host know, you send the host $20, voila, now the cleaner is going to put that pizza kit into the real fridge, and that's how you create an extra amenity and just a good time with, you know, maybe right here on where the wood fire grill is here, you just put some directions there or ingredients, right, on how to actually follow the directions to get an awesome pizza and talk about a memorable experience.
Experience, that's it. Airbnb has shifted. It is all about the experience now. It is no longer about this is just a place to stay. Airbnb wants you to go to visit a property. They want the property to be the destination. So part of the destination is, what experience am I going to have here? And this experience is going to be, your dog is going to have a great time.
And if you watch the Brian Chesky videos, the updates, the releases, the winter releases, Brian Chesky's always got his dog with him in most of these videos. So do what the leader's doing. If you allow dogs, it's probably going to help you in the algorithm.
Yeah, it definitely will. Just one less metric that you're not hitting. So
no dogs, you're going down.
No dogs and you're going down. That's a good one. So that's bad, better, and best, guys. Next segment I want to talk about, which I'm really excited about, is going to be failures. So I want to talk to you guys about some failures, because so many people in this space, in the finance space, they only talk to you about the wins. They show you the Rolex, the Lambo, and the suit, but they don't show you where you were, falling and skinning your knees. So Drew and I were kind of thinking about what's a good topic to talk about, and failures came up because it is.
Well, yeah, I agree. The difference is Scott is more politically correct than me. He calls it failures. I was like, why don't we just call it fuck-ups?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the same thing. But my mind is kind of weird. And maybe you're a little bit like me and maybe not. But I'd encourage you to think about this. I was trying to really ratchet down on some of my biggest failures, and it was really hard for me to do. And that's because I don't identify things as like a bad, horrible failure. My brain doesn't think like that, and I think I've trained myself to think like that. I think, hey, that shitty thing happened, and this is all the good that came from that. I got that shitty thing out of the way, and now I know how to handle it. It's all about failing forward. So, but let's talk about some failures. Go ahead. Why don't you let her rip?
Yeah, so one of the fuck-ups I'm going to talk about today is fun. So, at the end of the day, I look back, and it changed the path of my money and where I put my money as far as investments. So, had a contractor. We'll just call this contractor Framer, right? So we'll call him Framer. And
kind of rhymes with his name.
Yeah. So
kind of rhymes. It's like 2 letters off.
Well, I got to be careful.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't want to get sued.
Yeah. So
yeah. Framer, if you're watching this, try not to suck. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, don't suck, please. So, but we had a couple successful jobs, 2, 3, probably 5 projects that were successful. An integral part of one of my first burster, right? Then I think it was my fault. I'd never blame anyone else, right? It's always the leadership's fault. So if I'm the investor, I'm leading contractors, teams, all my Avengers, my super team together to help create some great experience for a guest at one point. And so my leadership here really, it was a failure. I thought if I could lead them to the property, that no matter what the property was, Scott, that they'd be able to get the job done. So we got a lot of progress done in certain areas, but then I should have messaged him with photo requests and just updates every day. I didn't fucking do that. And so we had a problem and we let that linger for about 2 weeks. So after we paid to have a roof installed, then 2 weeks later, somebody's telling me Framer is telling me the roof is now missing and the neighbor stole it. So here come the cops. We do a report.
How do you even steal a roof?
So I don't know what happened, but I believe what happened is he was running out of money. So he said the roof got stolen. So he sold it to the neighbor to try to get some extra cash to finish up another portion of the project. Fast forward, we lose 20 G's on this property, me and a partner, and it was a complete fucking mistake. We had to sell it for less than we bought it, but we just had to get out, right? I just gave it to somebody else, said, good luck, I hope it's successful. This is the problem that we went through. And I go, well, now I know it needs to be paint and carpet type of rehabs, not anything that has to do with moving walls, taking out retaining, or just any kind of foundational issues, plumbing, adding bedrooms. I just dropped the fucking project immediately. We lost 20 grand, but I learned a lot.
This is a $20,000 mistake. I mean, a lot of people pay a lot more for college and they don't learn shit. So, if you look at it from that way.
Mistake number 2, went to college.
That's the one? Okay. Well, that was actually one of the ones I was going to talk about. But the first failure that I want to talk about is not one that I want to talk about. And so I'm being genuine here and being, I guess, open and vulnerable. I fucked my credit up. And maybe you don't even know this, but I recently really fucked my credit. And so here's the story. I went into forbearance on my primary residence because it's free money, and why the hell wouldn't you go into forbearance? No negative impact on your credit, right? So I was like, okay, shit, free money. They tack it onto the back end of the loan. Future Scott can worry about that. Money now it spends easier, it's better. So What happened was I got out of forbearance after, 6 months or so, and my first payment for my mortgage went out on auto pay without a hitch. So I'm like, all right, cool. Back on easy street. Everything I do is on auto pay. I wasn't diligently enough tracking it to where the next month it was just a crazy month. I had a lot going on, and I didn't realize that the mortgage payment wasn't made. The auto pay didn't hit. They sent me a letter in the mail the following month saying my auto pay was canceled and that I have a 30-day late on my credit. That is something recently that I am, trying to fight with. I don't know what the hell I could possibly do, because at the end of the day, it's my fault. Whether they turned off auto pay or not without telling me or whatever, it's a tough battle to fight, but that is something that recently happened. So what I learned from that is my credit has always been immaculate, and that's something that I've really taken pride on, and it's taken a monster hit, and it's going to probably take years to fully recover from it. So just being way more diligent with that. So what I have now is I have reminders on both my phone and my computer coming up every day that something is supposed to be paid on that day, along with at the end of the month, I go through and I just track everything and make sure, and this is all stuff I should have probably done before, but I didn't, and unfortunately I'm paying for it.
So I put a fiscal value on my mistake. Scott, what do you think that cost you?
That's going to cost me, I don't know. It's going to cost me a lot, but I'm creative and I'm going to find ways to bounce back from it. All that means is that I'm not going to be able to continue churning credit cards as fast as I want to. As far as like purchasing property is concerned, you can still do it with a 30-day on there. I'll pay a little bit more interest, so it's going to cost me a little bit more in that regard. Maybe $100 a month for the next end of my life. I have no idea, but it's definitely a mistake that I made and a big failure. But what I learned from it is don't let the important things get away from you.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm just going to keep stacking on fuck up after fuck up here. So I'm just going to keep stacking fuck up after fuck up here. So my last one was 20 G's I lost, right? Technically, I split that with a partner, but me and my partner are so close on this deal that we ended up doing another deal together because my same partner used this same contractor for his own personal one. So like this guy just went rogue. He probably felt, I'm not going to say what he probably fell into. Let's just move to the new fuck up. So
you really don't like Framer.
Yeah.
You got a beef with Framer.
100%.
Yeah.
So, me as an entrepreneur, Scott probably has the same feeling, is I'm shiny object syndrome like MF, right? And it can get bad. And so that's why I need coaches, like-minded people around me to really help me get crystal clear. So let me tell you about one of my non-crystal clear moments. And I was using a VA that I've been using for 2.5 years. I'm like, man, she is really taking me out of my Airbnb business to where I'm spending 3-4 hours a week on. It's great. It's passive income. And so I started just researching what else I can hire other VAs for. So I got into, guess what? Amazon drop shipping, right?
Oh, yeah. As you do.
Yep. So here we go. Here's Drew's new rocket ship taking off. Yeah, right? And then, so what happened is I was raking in it and then had to fire another broker. Don't know what happened. Amazon starts hitting me up, and it's like I'm in the middle of a courtroom every time customer service calls me.
Was the Amazon business successful?
Yeah.
At first?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So it launched and it was working.
And so there was I had over 40 grand in profits.
Well, how much did you put into that?
Nothing. I didn't really put anything into it. Maybe a grand to get started up. And then
really?
I would pay my broker, my VA, a split of the profits. Mm-hmm. So I just kept using a Platinum Amex to keep the supplies and the supply chain moving. But what happened is Amazon has these terms of service that they don't allow you to do drop shipping. So these guys are like, oh, I got you. Don't worry about it, Drew. Everything's good. But it wasn't. So I had one warning, then I got another warning. And every time I got a warning, I would shift VAs because they would just lie to me. And when I pull back the curtain, I'm like, dude, this is fucking wrong. We can't do this. So then I finally found a really sharp dude. And we were doing $60K a month in sales, 20 to 30% profit margins. Next thing you know, I got $50K in the bank, right? And then all of a sudden, now I'm shut down. So with Amazon, I pulled some of that money out. I probably ended up making about 15 to 20, but they locked up over 20 G's in their bank account.
Another 20?
And then I just went after them with attorney letter and appeal this and appeal that. But at the end of the day, 2 fuck ups cost me over 40 G's.
I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be laughing.
I didn't lose.
What a coincidence. So the money is still locked up?
So how it works, whenever you get profit in Amazon, they hold your profit for fucking ransom for like 30 days. That way they can check your back orders and make sure you're in compliance of their terms of service. So, you know, I'm just sitting there and go, a trip to Hawaii is looking pretty promising next month. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, rug pulled right out from underneath me. Yeah.
That's a great description.
Yeah. My goal is not to get to 6 digits and fuck ups, but we might get there.
I think you're kind of on your way there. You're getting hoodwinked left and right. All right. Well, maybe just don't jump on the next fucking big social media trend there is.
Yeah.
You know, drop shipping. What's the latest one? I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff going on.
OnlyFans is big.
OnlyFans? Well, only rentals.
Yeah,
right?
What's up, guys?
Yeah. The shirt's available. If you guys are interested, leave a comment.
We're actually looking to sponsor people as well, too.
Only rentals. Yeah, that's right. So I'll talk about another, I guess, fuck up is what we're calling it now because that's what it is. So when I bought the Grand Canyon property, I was hopelessly naive, unfortunately thinking contractors were going to be readily available, just like they're at in Phoenix. And this is by the Grand Canyon. So I think anyone with half a brain would know this, but I'm kind of an idiot, and that's okay. But I thought it would have no problem at all finding contractors. Not the case at all. So I had to like really go on Facebook and ask around for like locals and find good people, find good contractors, to where I eventually found some people that can help me paint my house. Well, they helped me paint my house, and I went there and met them, and there were a couple of girls that were nice enough, but they were missing teeth, and they smelled a little bit like smoke, and I think they were smoking that rock, probably at the house. Anyways, long story short, they painted my house. They got paint all over my brand new furniture because I was kind of working backwards. You know, I was painting after getting furniture, which is another dumb rookie move, but you live and learn. And they said that they'll come back and they'll fix things. And I was just like, all right, I just need these people out of my life. So I guess what I learned from that is really, you're really limited on resources when you're in a small town. So what I then did is I reached out to other superhosts in the area, and I just begged them, please, I need a good cleaner. My current cleaner is probably smoking rock. You know, I don't know if I can trust her. I just want to be successful like you. Really gassed them up, and I was able to get like just a rock star cleaner out of that. So there's a little hack for you.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I got cleaners on the rock.
You do? Oh man.
We've been on that. We've had that.
Yeah, we both done crack. Oh, that's not what you're saying?
Oh, God, no.
That's not what you're talking about. Oh, okay. That's for another podcast, huh? Okay. So that's a couple favors. You got another one you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's just jump right into Airbnb sobriety, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
God damn. You're really trying to pile me up here. So
it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
I just love the stories of you getting hoodwinked, you know?
Yeah.
Failures are kind of hard. Like I said in the beginning, they're kind of hard to identify.
I mentioned one earlier. What did I say? I said 3.
I don't know.
I fucking said it. I don't remember.
Let me think about one of your biggest failures. Oh, never mind. That would cut too deep.
I don't... Guys, I might have to check back in.
We'll have to check back on this one. So I think that's going to be the podcast for today, guys. It's short and sweet. We're trying to just figure out the right length for this. So would really appreciate if you made it this far just to drop us a comment. Let us know what you like. If you like the short podcast, great. We'll keep doing that. If you want longer form stuff, I think our last one was like 40 minutes. And we could sit here and talk for hours, possibly days. If that's what you want, that's what you get.
Guys, and let us know what kind of content is the most important to you. The comments are huge, like what Scott said. Like, if you want to hear about how Drew lost money, please tell us that. We'll do it. If you want to hear more bad, better, and best, we love to focus on whatever you guys want to hear about. Blending stuff, I always feel like that's boring because that's what I do all the time. But content, how to create a podcast, whatever it is, we want to try to keep it around AirbnBust just because that's what we thought our gut feeling told us is where we should go with this. So Thank you for joining. Please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell.
Thanks, guys. See you later.